Hey everyone, welcome back to Someone's PC. My name's Russ Lepar, and I'm joined here with other Someone's PC member, Chris DePorco.
How's it going?
Today we're going to do a video to continue our segment of introducing new players into the competitive Pokemon community. This video, we're going to talk about the different skeletons you should have for your decks. In particular, we're going to talk about any type of Mega deck, specifically this time, Scizor and Mega Scizor, which is Chris's favorite Pokemon. So, before we go into that, we wanted to give a shout out to our sponsors, Ultimate Guard, who not only provided us with these amazing sleeves, deck boxes, and binders for us to use, but they, I don't know, they hooked us up with stuff, and we absolutely love them for it. We actually used all their products before reaching out to them and before mentioning them to get sponsored. And they're the best sleeves I've ever used in any card game ever.
They shuffle so
They
well. I don't
shuffle
think
flawlessly.
absolutely confident
Yeah.
that I don't even bring extra sleeves with me to like the tournament. I was like, they're not breaking.
Yeah. So once we got a little bit of hype on our YouTube channel, I mean, thousand subs is pretty good. We do this for the fans and for everyone that actually wants to listen and learn about the game, and also for us to improve our own game. And once we got to a certain point, I was like, yo, let's reach out to Ultimate Guard and see what we can do about it. And they're like, oh, we'll be happy to sponsor you. And we love them. We love the relationship we have with them, and look forward to keeping them again in the future and keeping them here and keeping them supporting us.
Oh,
In doing
we have
so,
to end.
yeah, we're going to do a giveaway at the end of the video. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Just to get into the deck, here we're going to start the list out. So this is specifically going to be a skeleton. It's not going to be a 60 card list. It's going to be the type of, how do I say it? We're going to show you our thinking towards how we build our deck, specifically our Mega decks. The next couple of videos are going to be on evolution, and the following after that are going to be like speed decks and control oriented decks. So whenever we build a Mega deck, we're going to usually use 99% of the time a template that looks somewhat like this. So let's go into it. To start, you should always be playing 2 Shaman EX in the new standard format. The reason being is you can prize 1, and if your hand's dead and you have an Ultra Ball in your opening hand and you need to draw into some sort of supporter or keep your setup going, then you're going to need to fish out that Shaman out of your deck. And if you prize 1, that's not happening. If you have 2 in your deck, 1 can be prized, the other one's in your deck. Awesome, you're going to get to it. Notice we only play 2. Playing any more would create too much of a liability of having these low HP to prize non-attacking Pokemon on our bench. So sometimes we get reached out by a bunch of fans or a bunch of new players, and they're like, hey, why do I only play 2 Shaman, or why should I only like 3 or 4? And it's just overwhelming numbers, and you don't need to play that many throughout the game, as they are a liability and will probably cause you to lose more than help you win. Pretty sure Chris agrees.
Like let's not forget that you have Sky Return, and there will be plenty of turns where you have to like kind of stall out your turns, where you will Sky Return, bring that back, and you can set up again. I mean, it's like having 2 is perfect. Like Russ said, if you're gonna prize 1, you still have the other one. It's still good. You have high percentages of starting with a draw card in your hand because you have Ultra Ball, and you'll get there with 2.
Yeah. 2 is going to be the norm. 2 has been the norm for a while now. It should be the norm in the new standard format going forward. Next up, we have the Mega line, which should usually be 4 copies of the EX and then 3 copies of the Mega form. This one we're just talking about Scizor, and other times we can be talking about Steelix or Gyarados or there's so many other good Megas. Mewtwo. Mewtwo. Why? No, God plays a different line. So the reason you have behind this is you'll want to open your EX attacker every single game. You don't want to open Hoopa. You don't want to open Shaman. You hardly want to open your tech attackers or your tech support, like Garbodors or Weaviles or anything. And when you play 4 copies of it, you're increasing the chances of you opening it. You're also increasing the consistency of the odds of you prizing it. So if you prize 1 or 2 of them, at least you have 2 more in your deck to fight with instead of 1. And that's why you play 4 of the baby. The Mega line usually only run 3 of them, as you can use the 1 in your deck, or 2 if you have 1 or 2 prized, and they'll be able to take prizes on their own off of their attacks to get the other ones out of the prize cards. You also shouldn't need to make 4 in one single game. It's not going to happen, and if it does, that means your previous ones weren't knocked out and they're on the bench, and for some reason you can't attack with them. So 4's most of the time overkill. I think the only time I'd ever want to play a 4th one would be Alakazam, maybe Sceptile, if I really want to go for that turn 1, like Forest of Giant Plants, but that's about it. 4-3 is going to be the norm. If you try to 4-4 out, try cutting 1 Mega down and see if it affects your consistency anyway. It shouldn't. Just solid. Next up is the Hoopa EX. This is critical for every deck. Hoopa, the full art, is jumping to like 35 to 50 to 70 in price. I mean, there's some ridiculous prices on TCG Player. So you're going to play 1 in most of your Mega decks. You shouldn't play 2 unless your deck is Mega Rayquaza, as they need to consistently fill up their bench every time their stadium gets replaced, and then you need to refuel the Shaman you have off of that you get back with Super Rod once they get rid of your Skyfield. So play 1. If you prize it, kind of sucks. The odds of that happening are pretty low. If you open it, it's bad. That's why we play the Floatstones, to be able to retreat it. But if you play 2 of them, the odds of you opening it increase significantly, and you don't want that to happen. So play 1. When solid, you don't need to use it every single game to win. So if you prize it, it's not the end of the world. And that's it for the Pokemon line. That's all we pretty much put in our skeletons. Next up, we have the, I guess we're just going to jump to the supporter lineup. PTG Go automatically organizes it to however they want, and I don't like the way
messing with us. We
tried. So annoying. It's so annoying to look at. So it's 2 Lysander. This is going to be the norm for the new format, as we don't have Battle Compressor anymore. The new standard format. So you need Lysander to convert off of kills, to take out Shaman, to create win conditions, to threaten your opponent's Mega Pokemon that are benched with solid damage from whatever Mega attacker you're using. Most decks are going to be playing 2. All decks should be playing at least 2. And you might even see 3 in decks that need to deal with Garbodor as their ability base.
Yeah.
Next up is N. You can play 3 copies of N if you feel like it. I personally only like to play 2. I think 3 copies is overwhelming, and it kind of clogs my hand at times, as if I already have a Sycamore in my hand and I have like an Ultra Ball to discard off the N, all N does later on is limit myself when I'm taking a huge lead on my opponent. So with Hoopa, you have very, very quick setups and very bursty starts. Like sometimes you get your full setup on turn 2, you get 2 Mega Scizors online, and one of them will already have like the double energy attachment, and you won't need the N to limit your own hand if you take a quick prize lead on your opponent. But you do need them at a high count, like a 2 or a 3, in order to shuffle back in cards when the only other support you have in your hand is a Sycamore, and you have to end up discarding like Spirit Links or critical cards like VS Seekers or Mega Scizors in your hand that clogged up, and you can't afford to discard them too early, and you want to shuffle them back in the deck. Chris played Mega Manectric for a couple cities, so he understands the pain of not having that shuffle cards there. We were considering Professor Burke's observation from time to time. We had to compensate for what you had to play.
Not having N's pretty big, we'll understand if you change the skeleton from a 2 to 3, but we always tend to stick to a 2 line, because Sycamore is always going to give you more cards and more consistency.
So next up after that, 4 Sycamore. Sycamore's amazing. Play 4. Sometimes it makes you discard Megas. That's why we play Super Rod. Sometimes it makes you discard Critical Links. It's okay. You'll just have to deal with it. You're playing 4 of them anyway. Sycamore is probably the best support in the game, and drawing 7 cards and refreshing your hand is the best thing you can do on turn 1. So I guess I pretty much agreed. Moving on to the items now. We always stick at least 1 Super Rod in every deck in this format. You need a way to shuffle back the Pokemon you might discard early with Sycamore, or you need a way to shuffle back Pokemon in the late game. Like if you shuffle back a Shaman right before your opponent ends you to 1 or 2 cards, and you're able to draw an Ultra Ball off that end to 2, and then you draw for your turn to 3 cards, and you Ultra Ball for the Shaman, you just Super Rod it back, then sitting pretty. It's a very good card. You might see some lists play 2, but 1's all that's necessary. Next up is 3 Trainer's Mail. Trainer's Mail is a consistency card that helps out a lot. For me, I found it was underwhelming last format due to the speed of the format with Battle Compressor. But nowadays, since we lost Battle Compressor, we need to start playing Trainer's Mail again to keep the consistency and the flow going. Some people are playing 4. I think thus only needed in decks that play Max Elixir or some kind of very, very turbo-oriented build. And 3 should be enough to get you where you need to go most of the time. I think, Chris, you never played 4 in some of your lists? I'm pretty sure
I've never played 4. I've actually gone a lot of lists where I just forfeit Trainer's Mail altogether.
Yeah.
I love tech cards. I love consistency mid-game. It was a hard change from like playing other card games such as Yu-Gi-Oh! You'd have to be like, just go, go, go. But here you can actually know that you have a mid-game to play.
Yeah.
So you have to cater to that mid-game.
There's no one-hit KOs unless you get donked.
Nope. And I love one-hit KOs, man. But
you can believe in that. For Ultra Ball, it's the best deck searcher in the game. Discards 2 cards out of your hand, enables your Shaman to get more draw. It lets you grab Hoopa from your deck. You need to play 4. Almost every deck's going to play 4 unless you have another search outlet like Dive Ball and Greninja. I'm pretty sure Chris has no problems with that. 4 Ultra Balls and everything. Same thing goes with VS Seeker. So we play 4 VS Seekers. So it in itself is a card that mimics, I probably say, around 6 to 7 other cards. Because we usually play a hefty amount of tech supporters in our latest builds. So
yeah.
It's a card that you can play 4 of that mimics 6 actual cards in your deck. But at the same time, those 6 other cards could be at the counts of upwards of 12 and up, right? So, VS Seeker's amazing. Play 4. Some people are arguing now that without Compressor, only 3 might be needed. I completely disagree. I think playing 4 is fantastic. It adds to consistency in the deck. And if you have the 4th one in your hand and you feel like, oh, I don't need an extra VS Seeker this time, then Ultra Ball it away and have a nice discard fodder to fuel your setup. But playing 4 is very, very good.
And if you really think about it, you're playing that one-off tech supporter that you need to help beat that one matchup. You now have an extra 4 copies of it at max.
Yeah.
If you need it. If you're fortunate enough to not have to use it for any other supporter, you now have that one-off tech supporter like multiple times.
Yeah. Next up is 2 Floatstone. There's no more tool removal in this format. We haven't seen it in the evolution set, at least in the form of a trainer. We've seen tool removal in the form of a Rattata that says when you bench it, you can discard a tool off the active, your opponent's active Pokemon. It's really not that good. Floatstone is probably the best card to retreat in the game right now, and it stays the entire game and will stick there unless your opponent plays like a Mr. Mime to move it around to a different card. Play 2. If you're playing Garbodor build, play 3, and that's pretty much it. This card's amazing. I love Floatstone. It's pretty unhealthy. I think it's stupid just to give a Pokemon free retreat. Especially something like Hoopa, where it feels like you're not losing anything by benching it.
It's cheating.
Yeah.
Floatstone's cheating right now.
Kind of cheating. Then you play 4 of the Spirit Links for whatever mega you're using. It's adds a consistency. You want to get the Spirit Link by turn 1, and then at the latest turn 2 for whatever EX you have out, because you want to Mega Evolve them. If you skip your turn, it's critical that it hurts, and you're probably going to end up losing. It's game-breaking turns where you just have to end by Mega Evolving. And if you don't have your Megas in play, then you're probably in a really bad spot. And if you don't have the Mega in play because you're thinking about not ending your turn because you don't have a Link, then you should really be playing 4. Chris, did you ever play 3 in your Mega Man trick list? Pretty sure you always kept it at 4.
I did, but I remember like vividly. I always told you, like, we need 4, because like we would always argue that 3 was just enough.
Yeah.
Like, you want to match the Mega line. It's like, you only have 3 Megas. Why do you need to run 4? It's like, I find myself digging for this all the time, so we probably need 4.
Yeah. So 4 is good, especially in this format. Some people sacrifice the 4th one to play a Skyla. I don't agree with that. I don't like burn my supporter for the turn just to get a Link. Kind of sucks. Moving on to the energy, we have 10 basic energy. Seems like a lot. The reason we put this here is because most of our lists should be playing either Mega Turbo or Max Elixir in order to complement the speed and the high count of basic energy that we're playing in our decks. Yeah, Mega Scizor can't utilize special energy outside of shield energy in any particular way. We wanted to show a skeleton that had just basic energy in it, so that way we can show you the benefits of having Max Elixir or Mega Turbo in your particular list. Scizor EX is not that good of a like basic attacker outside of using its scale thrust attack, right? Which I think does a max of 110.
Yeah.
Let's see this guy.
Yeah, 110 is fine.
110 solid, but it's just not enough to swing the game in anyone's favor outside of Lysander and a Shaman. And the main point of our deck is to bring out our Mega and start controlling the board with it, either their special energy or their stadium, and then going for 2 shots, meaning we're going to go for our Megas as soon as possible, and I don't want to draw into Max Elixir during the late game when I can't use it because I already have 2 Megas established. So, yeah, sorry about that guy. Phone call from Pat. And he himself, Patrick, and you, both like playing the Mega Turbos instead of Max Elixir lines. And when we play Mega Turbos, we usually play at a count of like 1 or 2, right?
Yeah, but in the past we've always played that with Battle Compressor.
Yeah.
So I guess like we have to stick to that 1 or 2 line, like, and like again stick to the 7 Sycamore, and probably have to add a Professor's Letter to like help us consistently get energy to our hand to discard it.
Mm-hmm.
And like attach one, discard the other. That's how it's probably going to go. So like you need that high energy line to like, especially like a lot of these Megas will have 2 energy requirements, and you need to get that first turn attachment to start attacking turn 2.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the 46 cards skeleton we usually build everything off of, and then we have 14 cards to play around with what we consider tech or the supporting attackers that we want in the deck. So everyone's thinking for this format, Garbodor, because there's no tool removal. So
he's garbage.
Yeah, a little garbage. Most players are going to play a 2/2 line of Garbodor and complement it with 3 Floatstones. So if we chose to play that in this list, we'd play an extra float, an extra 2/2 Garbs. That's 5 cards, and we have 9 cards to play around with. If you have those that included, and we have that 9 cards left over, we need to include a secondary attacker to complement Mega Scizor in case he's not getting the job done. There's a lot of things you can choose from. Things like Cobalion, which was in the world's winning list, in the Mega Dino medal list.
Yep.
You also have things like Lugia. I think there's a new Lugia that came out that's essentially Buffalant from the old school one, where it hits for 120 against an EX and then buffers damage.
Pretty sure he doesn't help this one.
No, it doesn't help, and it's not going to be useful in this deck because the deck doesn't play DCE, right?
Nope.
So more likely the only thing you're going to play in this and complement it is the Cobalion. You can play Garbodor. You can opt to play a Weavile line. Weavile allows you to swap back tools attached to your Pokemon back in your hand. So should you establish your Weavile line and its abilities actually in play because your opponent doesn't have a Garbodor, then you can pop back your Spirit Links and attach tech tool cards like Bursting Balloon, Assault Vest, I don't know, the EXP share? No? Like I think it's it. Oh, Weakness Policy. Weakness Policy is good.
Yeah.
Weakness Policy to help beat Volcanion decks. So we put the skeleton out here so you can think about what techs you'll need to add in order to counter the meta that you're anticipating. This is what the good players do. When they see a meta coming in or they see a very, very strong deck, right now everyone's anticipating Mega Rayquaza and Mewtwo Garbodor. They're going to play specific tech cards in order to beat it.
Such as Zebstrika.
Yeah, such as Zebstrika. Maybe they're anticipating a lot of Greninja or a lot of Volcanion in their area. They'll play Garbodor to counteract it. If you're anticipating nothing but Volcanion in your area, then you can play the Weavile line plus Weakness Policy, and trust me, that Mega Scizor is going to run their face over, with or without the weakness hitting them. if you feel like you don't want to go for either of those and you want to play more control oriented build, you can go for one with 4 crushing hammer, enhanced hammer, and team flare grunt in order to take more a control aspect of the game. And you can play delinquent as well, and I don't know, there's so many different ways to approach the meta right now.
Yeah, I mean,
this is why we couldn't just give you a list. We couldn't just spoon feed you whatever we were planning at the time, because we don't even know what we want to play. We just want to put that idea out there and show you what skeletons we're working with and the ideas that are going through our heads.
Yeah, definitely. If you choose to go away from the Garbler line, you tech in some Hexman, like 1 or 2, and like you start playing your Zipshreka line or your Weavile line, and you're just like, it's all about choice.
It is. Please consider that there's a lot of good tech supporters that are out there that should complement Megas in a lot of ways. My personal favorite is Pokemon Center Lady. I think it makes or breaks games, given the right scenario where you're trading back and forth with 2-hit KOs, and a Pokemon Center Lady turning a 2-hit KO into a 3-hit KO can be that extra 2 prizes you get to take early on an opponent, and take out their critical attackers. Do you have anything else? I'm pretty sure we went over most of the tech. And
just a disclaimer, I mean, like, this is for new players. New players will be playing locals.
Yeah.
And pay attention to what people in your locals are playing. And then those 14 slots are completely open to you, and you'll be able to add whatever cards that can help you beat what everyone else is playing.
Yeah. You have to think that this isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic where you guys have a 15-card side deck. This is Pokemon where your side deck needs to be in your main deck, and you need to play just enough tech to beat what you want to beat, but not hinder the consistency of your build. So using the skeleton should really help you out. Decks like Mega Scizor have tons of space. Like, you see, it's like 14 cards you can pick to like play around with tech or tech attackers. That's fantastic, and that's how we have different Scizor decks running around right now. And it doesn't just apply to Scizor, this applies to almost every Mega deck out there. And this is a pretty good starting point, which is why we're willing to make this video, put it out.
Applies to especially Mewtwo. Wink.
Yeah. Mewtwo's so broken. Good lord. I can't wait to see him stomp tournaments. But that's the end of our skeleton. Hope you enjoyed it. If you guys hated or hate the format of how we're doing this video, please comment below. If you like it, comment below, like it. Let us know. Feel free to message us on Facebook at our Someone's PC Facebook page, or comment and post there. And if there's a specific deck you want us to talk about that's different from the norm that we have between an evolution deck, a mega deck, or like a speed deck, then please let us know and we'll consider it. If it's a good idea, then we're definitely going to run with it and shout you out in the video or something for it. Lastly, we wanted to do our Ultimate Guard giveaway. So we are going to give away this Ultimate Guard Zip Follow Xeno Skin Binder.
The Spirit of Scizor. It's completely red.
Gorgeous, dude. It's like ruby blood red. I think it pushes around like 30 to 40 at particular card shops. It holds like,
it's free for you.
Yeah, it's good. It holds 360 cards. It is a zip up. It's a beast binder. I think Chris has one on you right now. Is it near you?
I do. It's right here. It unzips and everything. Like, this is the game. The zipping part's the game changer. And like, what was how many card sleeves are in here?
360.
360. But I've had to take the cards out of here like 3 times because of Worlds.
Yeah, we only have a couple binders left over because we all took one.
I feel like I could have ripped one of these already, but it's good to go.
Yeah.
This went to California and back with me.
So shout out to Ultimate Guard for providing those and for sponsoring our channel. Like we said before, we really like them, and this binder is really sweet looking. So
just remember to like this video, comment, subscribe, like our Facebook page.
That's so much, dude. There's no way we can be able to tell what it is. So.
Yes, we can.
They can do all that, but the only critical things towards getting entered is to share our post on Facebook with this video, and then commenting in the post, our post, not your shared one, your favorite mega deck going into the new standard format. Chris wants you to just say Scizor, and I think that's really whack, because We need some variety. Scizor's not that cool. He's all right though. He's not better than Heracross. So I'm going with that. Everyone, thanks for watching. We just hit the 25-minute mark. So enjoy your day, and thank you for logging into someone's PC.
See you guys next time.